I didn't know about any of this on my first travel assignment. And, you know, you live and you learn. But if I can throw you some gems here and there, or like some things that'll prepare you a little bit better, then, you know, that's what I'll do. Good morning, guys. So today's my last day in Mexico. I'm on like a mukbang. I want to eat before I get to the airport, so I won't be tempted to buy that expensive ass airport food. I always get like a lot of messages asking me, like, you know, I do travel a lot. You can kind of tell by my Instagram, like how I'm able to, you know, do everything, I guess. Like, you know, maybe travel, work, do the other creative endeavors that I do, which I'm like, you know, trying to push again, to do more of. But as most of you guys know, I'm a travel nurse. So what that means is true travel nurse chooses an assignment. It may be nearby her home, far from her home, completely out of state, completely out of the country, and is there for the term of that assignment. So you can choose like locations you've always wanted to be, always wanted to kind of either temporarily live in or get kind of like a foot in the door and then live there permanently or work there permanently. Or you can just like use it as an opportunity to be like a bunch of different places in the span of a year and like see everything. I kind of do like a mixture of both because I knew I always wanted to. Right now I'm in LA. As most of you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook. I've been in LA since March. I've been traveling kind of on and off. I do a lot of per diem, and then I'll go back to, you know, taking an assignment. But what that means is I get a lot of like flex time that I can kind of schedule my own year according to essentially what I want to do. And sometimes that changes month to month, so I don't necessarily have like an outlined year of exactly like places I want to go or assignments I want to have. But I knew when I came to LA that it was going to be difficult for me to up and just leave after 3 months, which is the typical like assignment. It was a 3-month travel nurse assignment at a hospital at, mainly they're at hospitals. I've always traveled to hospitals. So when I took my initial 3-month assignment, that ended, boom, it was on to the next thing. My apartment lease ended. I had to find a new place to live, but in my mind, I'm like, I want to stay in LA. But I also had a lot of things planned for the summer. As you guys already know, I went to Ethiopia in September. That trip was originally booked for the end of July, August. So I didn't think it was so smart to go from an assignment or starting an assignment in the middle of the summer, then have to up and leave for a month. So like in true travel nurse fashion, flexibility when your assignment ends, you still got to make money because they're not paying you for not working. So once your contract ends, you're not making any money. But you still got bills to pay. Me, for example, I signed a new lease on an apartment. Y'all know LA is very expensive, so your girl was not cut any costs. I wasn't getting any extra money from my travel agency because I wasn't on assignment. But I still wanted to work. I still needed to find a way to work. So I, like I said, started working per diem. I signed a new lease on my apartment, and I found jobs. It wasn't like consistent like my travel nurse assignment is like guaranteed full-time hours. You get your stipend for your apartment, whether that's like contribution or whether that's your full apartment cost. I wasn't getting all that behind the scenes money. It was just like whatever hours I was working, that's the money I was getting. So that holds a lot of like inconsistency, and you really don't know if you're gonna get work the next day. So I was stressed. Your girl was very, 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 very stressed this morning. I went through a lot of bouts of, I'm just saying, like, I was definitely depressed. And y'all probably didn't see a lot of that because I always try to put, as much as I want to be transparent, I don't want people to lose their confidence, especially people that haven't, like, entered the field yet. So I was going to make sure I'm giving, like, you know, the most, yes, well-rounded perception of what travel nursing is or what it's like to be a young nurse, because, a lot of y'all know I just turned 25. I graduated nursing school when I was 21. I've been working as a nurse for 4 years, so I guess I wouldn't be considered a beginner nurse anymore, but I'm still a young nurse. So all of that intertwined, like, causes me to wanna, you know, give y'all a little bit of the better side of nursing so that you're not discouraged. So behind the scenes, your girl, who's been a nurse for a good 4 years, experiences the real life day-to-day of what, it means to be a nurse and be on your own. I moved out here by myself. I got homegirls out here. I got friends out here. I got some family out here. But essentially, it wasn't the normal, oh, call my family up, go get a dose of that. Call my friends up, go get a dose of that. I was living with my best friends for about a good year and a half in New York, so I had that constant support system. Here, it was just me for a minute. And, that took a toll on me. Like I said, I felt like I was kind of getting a little bit depressed. I didn't know where my next check was going to come from. I had a good savings, but your girl likes to also shop, travel. So a lot of that happened. And I had to make a decision if I was still going to go to Africa, if I still was going to do a birthday trip, because y'all know my birthday's in August. And I usually like to go somewhere, like a destination for my birthday. I'm trying to work as much as possible, all this stuff, whatever. These are just fillers. Y'all don't even need to know all that. I go to Dubai after my birthday, or the day after my birthday. End up in Africa for a good month. The only reason I'm able to do all of this is because now I'm not on assignment. I'm working per diem. I'm working when I want to. There's this cool website or app that I'm going to show y'all on a whole different blog. But for right now, just know that, I was able to kind of schedule my own shifts, but they weren't consistent because I didn't know when there was going to be availability. So I'm making as much money as I can leading up to this trip so I can, be able to pay my rent while I'm gone, number one. Number two, be able to pay for things while I'm over there. Number three, be able to be good when I get back from the trip. So I ended up finding one of my friends to kind of sublet, not really sublet, but stay in my apartment while I was gone, so it would be good, and also give her a place to live. And that worked out, so she threw me some change, and that definitely helped out. And then I come back, and I'm like, damn, your girl needs some money, some consistent money, and I knew I needed to start another travel assignment. Technically, I'm still considered a traveler because I don't live here full time. I'm back and forth between Atlanta, so I can go on a true travel assignment, not like a local traveler. So I can explain the difference and all that. If y'all have any questions, just drop them below, because I know a lot of these terms are foreign for sure. But if you're a nurse or you want to be a travel nurse, you want to be explained all that, because your girl was thrown out into the wolves when I started to want to be a traveler. I didn't know about any of this on my first travel assignment. And, you live and you learn. But if I can throw you some gems here and there, or some things that'll prepare you a little bit better, then, that's what I'll do. I gotta be eating too, because I don't know what time it is. Took my watch off. I gotta be at the airport at 12. I got 10 minutes, but I wanted to get on here and do this real quick. So, rewind. I knew I needed to get a travel assignment. So I contacted a bunch of different recruiters. LA wasn't paying nearly as much as it was earlier in the year when it was winter crisis rates. So I was like, dang, my rent is that expensive. I got all these bills I got to recover from being gone for a good month and a half. And just whatever day-to-day stuff. I got a new car in the meantime. I can talk about that later too, but when I came back from Ethiopia, my lease ended on my car that I had, and I had to get a new car. So I finally decided to get the car that I've always wanted. As you get older, it's I'm tired of getting these run-of-the-mill cars. I wanted to get a car that I had always dreamed about getting. So I finally got my Jeep Wrangler. So that was just an additional bill, whatever. So I'm saying I had all these new things that I had to pay for. So I reached out, got some responses back, but a lot of things weren't starting until November. I had gotten back from Ethiopia at the end of September. I was I gotta get back because I gotta make some money. I literally cut my trip a week short because I was I'm not making any money. I did my volunteering and everything out there, and I planned some future endeavors with the surgical team at the hospital I was volunteering at. So we laid some tracking for future opportunities. But it was if I'm gonna be able to do this, then I gotta go make some money. So I came back and I reached out, and they They showed me some opportunities. I was starting like later in the year, and I was like, no, I gotta work now. So meanwhile, I'm doing my per diem thing again. It's a little bit more consistent now because I developed like a relationship with some of the hospitals or the surgery centers that I was working at. So they were able to throw me jobs like, you know, personally reaching out to me and be like, okay, can you come in? Can you come in? I'm like, dope. That's like the way I like to do it, because that allows me the flexibility to be like, all right, well, I'm making my schedule for the week based off of what I can do for y'all and what you have available for me. And the consistency is best. I mean, they like continuity. They don't want to teach everybody how it goes every single time, so they want you to come back. So I'm doing that, you know, while I'm still going day to day, like trying to find an assignment. Eventually, like, you know, I get sent a couple offers and I'm interviewing. The process, I'm gonna explain in a whole other vlog, because the process of interviewing and getting jobs does not sound as easy as the way I'm saying it to y'all. There are thousands of nurses, travel nurses, often trying to vie for the same job that you want to get, especially in hotspot locations like New York City, LA, California in general, especially Northern California. In the wintertime, it's usually like warmer locations that people are trying to go because the rates are a little bit higher. So the process, it's very competitive. It's also not quick and as easy as it sounds to be, but like I said, I'm explaining that later. So I'm going through this process, a little bit draining. I'm getting like a little frustrated because nothing's really happening urgently, but you know, I finally get a little hook, and they're like, all right, we need all this in the next 2 weeks. This is October now, for you to start, like when you want to start. Couldn't get this stuff knocked out. There's a lot of like testing and stuff you have to get done before you can start an assignment, before the hospital will onboard you. Couldn't get that done, so I didn't start till November. But anyway, I started that contract. Now, like, you know, I had some trips planned beforehand, so I was able to like put that into my contract request, and you know, they honored those days off. But pretty much when you're on contract, especially during like holiday time, you do not get any days off. As much as y'all see me doing stuff, it's mainly because I squeeze it into the days that I do have off. Like, I work nights, I work evenings, I work daytime, I work my second job that's per diem. Like, I work. So this glamour, all this that y'all see, is because I go to work. But you know, I'll come to a point where, you know, I'll have to make a decision whether or not I want to be full-time, or if I want to continue even doing this in the way or the fashion that I'm doing it now, either to gain stability or just, you know, completely go into a creative entrepreneurship, because that's the plan. Like, that's the ultimate plan. I've never been one to like kind of funnel all my energy into one thing, and that can be kind of like, you know, a little bit scary, because you try to put your foot and your hands into every pot that you feel comfortable, you feel like you want to delve into. And I've always been like that. Like, I never feel like just one lane. Like, I have so many lanes of projects that I want to work on, of realms of nursing that I want to attack and work on, of community health that I want to work on. So right now, what I'm working on is trying to like figure out all of that and how it's going to best serve me and also the people that I'm serving, because you can't take too much of yourself and then not give 100% to the things that you want to do. So that's it, really. I mean, if y'all, I hope that answers the question of like, you know, how I'm able to do what I'm doing. It takes a lot still of, you know, desire to want to travel, and like, you know, sacrifice too. Like, I can't do everything. I work literally every single Friday night. My friends are like, can you come out? I'm like, girl, I'm at work. Like, sorry. Like, I gotta get this check. So, that's it. I'm gonna try to get ready to go to the airport. Eat a little bit more of this food. I'm gonna say this, I say this all the time, but I'm literally about to upload this video, if I can, while I have Wi-Fi, so that I can actually have some content on my blog. And then I'm gonna start posting the vlogs from the trip. I have tons of old footage from like other trips that I've been on. I don't know how I'm gonna work that out. I might just do like recaps, like just to show you all the places that I've been, the things that I've done, and then, you know, just put it up. But if y'all want to see more like this, please comment, please subscribe, please like the button. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers or supporters yet, but, you know, hopefully this, you know, gets things kick-started and rolling. But appreciate the love. Love you guys, and I'm out.